All right, what's up, y'all? All right, um, I already did prediction videos, all right, but there's a lot of fights going on. This weekend is crazy, all right, for boxing, crazy weekend. So I already did a video on Porter, Adrian Broner. I got Porter by decision, okay, by decision. There's not gonna be any knockouts in this fight. He's not knocking out Adrian Broner. I think Porter's gonna win, but he's not knocking out Adrian Broner. Let's not get crazy. I'd be very surprised if Porter knocks out Adrian Broner. All right, but let's speak on Paul Smith and Andre Ward real quick. Not a fight that people were. It's not the greatest fight. We haven't seen Ward. We just happy to see Ward back in the ring at this point. Paul Smith's coming off a couple of losses to Arthur Abraham. The first one was a very close fight. Second one, Abraham destroyed him in my opinion. And did he knock him? No, he didn't stop him. I can't remember he stopped Paul Smith. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But the thing is here is that Paul Smith is weighing over 176 pounds. And he was not trying to cut the weight. He doesn't care about paying the fines and everything. And Andre Ward makes weight. They're fighting at a catch weight at 172. Uh, Paul Smith normally makes weight, so you gotta say like, what is it? What is the strategy on this? Okay, for him to come in overweight. Um, is he looking? Is he doing it because he wants to be completely healthy? Okay, he obviously doesn't care about the fines. He's gonna have to pay a lot per pound, whatever it is, and I'm sure he's not making big top dollars for this fight. I think he's really trying to pull off the upset. People are over. It's obvious that Ward and the fans are overlooking Paul Smith. I'm sure there's no one on the planet that thinks Paul Smith is gonna win this fight, except maybe Paul Smith and some of his relatives. So maybe he's looking to just shock the world. Maybe he could get a lucky puncher. I mean, he's not known to be a huge puncher, but you never know. All right, Ward hasn't fought in a while. He might be a little rusty. He might catch Ward on a bad day. Who knows? But I'm sure that's not. Listen, the thing is, I don't think it's a big deal because Ward has fought bigger punchers than Paul Smith, bigger guys. Guys that's always bigger than him, and he's won the fight. That fight with Rodriguez, with Edwin, that was a rough fight, man. Rodriguez came in wearing like what, like 190 or something. Who knows? But Edwin Rodriguez is a knockout artist, and Andre Ward diffused him from his power, okay, and took him down. Even hurt him a few times in that fight, all right, and he pretty much shut him out. So I don't think Paul Smith is gonna come with anything that Andre Ward hasn't seen already. All right, but you never know. All right, that fight is gonna be on BET, Throne Boxing, Rock Nation, all of that. So I still got Andre Ward winning that fight. I know Ward been talking about trying to get a knockout. I don't know. You can't predict Ward fights based on knockouts. I mean, I know he knocked out Chad Dawson, but Chad Dawson was drained, and Chad Dawson don't have a good. He has a glass straw anyway, in my opinion. So what else we got? Indom, Lemieux. Both of those guys made weight. I picked Lemieux. Okay, I think Lemieux and his pressure might be a little too much for Indom. Right, Indom is tough. I know Peter Quillen knocked him down like 6 times. I don't. I think Indom is really chinny. Like I really think he's chinny. Even like I said in the prediction video, I said even Curtis Stevens lost the fight, but whenever he landed flush, seemed like it bothered Indom. I just think he's a little bit chinny, and I think when Lemieux finally gets to him, it's gonna be a problem. I'm not saying Lemieux's gonna knock him out or anything like that, but what I'm saying is Lemieux's gonna get some of those 10-8 rounds. They're fighting out in Montreal as it is. I think this is gonna be all in Lemieux's favor. I don't know how he's gonna win. It might be by knockout, but might be by decision. But I think Lemieux's taking the fight. Not totally, putting. I think Indom has a good shot. I think Indom can possibly hurt him. He's definitely the better technician. He's a great mover in the ring, but this guy, he's gonna have his back against the ropes at some point, and I think that's when Lemieux is gonna get a good shot in. We're gonna see some knockdowns in this fight. Let's just say that. All right. And then you got Sunday. You got Barthélemy, Ramses Barthélemy, a Cuban fighter. If you haven't seen him, you've seen him on probably seen him on ESPN fighting Mendez. Those two fight with the controversial knockout in the first fight, okay, and then they had a rematch which went to decision. Ramsey's been making a lot of noise. There was a rumor before Porter that Broner was gonna fight him, okay, but Ramsey's fighting Antonio DeMarco on Sunday, right? The other fights, Broner, Porter, Ward, and all those fights are on Saturday night. Um, but Ramsey's Barthélemy against Antonio DeMarco, that's gonna be on Sunday, I believe on CBS. I'm not sure. Okay, it's just uh that's on Premier Boxing Champions, and so is Adrian Broner versus Sean Porter. But that's gonna be on Saturday night. Barthélemy against Antonio DeMarco is gonna be on Sunday. So that should be a good fight. You know what? It's a step up. It's a step up. It's a step up for Barthélemy. I think Barthélemy is gonna win this fight, but it depends. I don't know how good. I don't know if he's gonna look good against Antonio DeMarco. It's gonna be at 140. Both of these guys has just recently went up. All right, I know both of these guys were fighting at 135, 130, 135. I think Ramsey's actually went up from 130. He was just at 130, not even like 2 years ago. I think maybe like a year and a half ago. He was just fighting at 130. He went up, fought a couple times at 135. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been following him for a little while. I like him. Um, and then he's fighting at 140. I think his first fight was at 140 was his last fight. Okay, so or this might be his first fight, but both of them guys at 140. 140 got a lot of guys, man. It's a lot of killers. You know what? Danny Garcia's going up in weight, but he lucky he got out of it, man. It's 140. You got a lot of guys at 140. You know, Terrence Crawford just moved up there too. But I got Barthélemy winning the fight. You know, I don't know how good he's gonna look. You know, we know Broner for Antonio DeMarco been in the ring with a lot of dudes, man. They got a lot of experience, and you know what? I don't really know where he's at this point in his career. You know, he's taken some tough losses. And he's had some good wins. But Barthélemy is young. He's fresh. You know, he's undefeated. He's on the come up, and he got skills, man. When I heard he was fighting Broner, I thought that was a pretty good fight, man. Barthélemy's tall. He's one of those tall. He's like 5'11". He's taller than most of the guys he's faced. Most of them. All right. So Cuban fighter. When I say Cuban fighter, he don't have that slick style or nothing, man. This guy comes. He's pretty aggressive. Good body puncher. It should be a good fight, him and Antonio DeMarco. So you definitely check that out. Premier Boxing Champions on Sunday. And that's it for this weekend. And next weekend, you got a bunch of other fights too. But that's my picks, my last picks for this weekend. I got Porter beating Broner by decision. I got Andre Ward beating Paul Smith by decision. I got Lemieux beating Endom. Could be by knockout. I don't really know. I just know people are going to be on the ground more than once probably in this fight. So I got Lemieux winning that joint, and I have Barthélemy beating Antonio DeMarco. All right, so those are my picks. Barthélemy might, man, if Barthélemy want to really impress, he would knock Antonio DeMarco out. But like I said, this is a step up for him, in my opinion. So you never know. Maybe DeMarco could have a chance of winning that fight too. All right, that's a good fight. So anyway, that's my picks for this weekend, and be on the lookout for more videos, man. See y'all.